I'm really delighted to be able to introduce you to Sabine. Sabine Hutchinson. She's works with Seuss Consulting, and she's a trained chemist with extensive industry experience. It was really a pleasure to have interacted with Sabine during this process because, as you will be able to tell by the presentation, she is so enthusiastic about the subject matter that it makes it a delight just to be involved in something like this. And thank you to the organisers for putting this on again. It really was a blast this year, and I know you're going to have fun this year as well. So the 3 fun facts about Sabine is that she's terrified of speaking in front of large audiences. So as the room fills up, she'll get more and more terrified. She's very clumsy, and I hope we don't experience a Madonna moment here in the room today, but she's fallen down in most European airports and major cities. And this is the one that really bemuses me, and I think we could have a whole session on this in itself. But in a previous life, she was the business assistant for David Copperfield. So without further ado, I introduce you to Sabine.
Hi, everybody. Patrick's not joking. When God was giving out superpowers at birth, he did not give me the superpower of speaking in public. So I'm super nervous, so if I bumble a little bit, please work with me and have some patience. But I am very passionate. Patrick's right. I'm very passionate about this, the subject matter because my presentation is about superpowers. And the topic of today's presentation was actually from one of our employees, Jessica Kundapur. She asked us to write a blog. And the blog was about being a superpower entrepreneur and working in our company and feeling encouraged and supported to let the secret double life out. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So the story is, that's me, and yes, riding a bike can be very dangerous for me too because I've taken a couple of spills, and as Karen as well. We're both kind of clumsy. My partner in crime here. So we started a business about 3 years ago, and we did it in the Netherlands, and we wanted to take over the world. First thing is, what do you do when you need a new company? You need an office. So we went out to find our bat cave. Unfortunately, we didn't have an Alfred to pimp it up for us, so we got our friends and families to get it all set up and nice and fancy for us. The next part of this entrepreneurial journey that we had is we needed to find employees. And we really wanted to be different. I know you've all probably thought about this. If I could hire my team, they would be this way and they would be that way, and you would really hire entrepreneurs within your organization. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to find people that were passionate. We wanted to find people that stood out in the crowd and that were really different and that could bring their passions out. We wanted to have that kind of environment. That was critical for us. And it's kind of funny, this superpower thing kept popping up. So we don't do fun things like go out for dinner at night with our employees. We encourage them to run races. And so that's Kieran and myself and our first employee, Ginger. And we ran a race in the Netherlands, and funny enough, the title is called Calling All Superheroes, and that's what we did. And at the end of the race, you could run in, don a cape and a mask, and we happily did that and had our picture taken. So off we are to build our team. And I don't know, this may show some age in some of the people in the audience here with some of these superheroes. So I'm sure you know who most of them are. And as you know, superheroes lead double lives. During the day, they have nice jobs, and they're quite good at those jobs, but the best part is their superhero life. Probably one of the most famous ones, I would say, is Clark Kent. Clark Kent was a super photographer at the Daily Planet. He always got the best shot. He always sent the best picture in, and won prizes for doing that. And how did he do that? Because he was Superman. So he was always at the crime scene. He could always get that best shot. And that's what we want to do as well. We want to encourage our employees to bring out these superpowers so they can be even better in their day jobs. We don't want them to hide it. So double lives are everywhere. And I think it's becoming more and more popular. The word entrepreneur, you hear it everywhere. Everybody's talking about being an entrepreneur. And be that starting up a business on the side or having a side project. You can also be passionate about a charity. There are lots of things that you can be passionate about and maybe feel the need to keep it secret. So they're among us. I'm a prime example. When I started the company 3 years ago, I was also with a friend of mine developing a charity app. And so it was very important for me to not lose that and also keep that in my daytime job as well. Lots of articles, lots of information. Young people today, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. There are lots of articles out there about leading that double life. Get a day job, start your business by night. Okay? So, why do we feel the need to keep these double lives? It's about commitment. That's the word that we heard over and over again. People felt that if they shared these aspirations and these secret double lives that they had, their employer or their colleagues would feel that they weren't committed when they were at their job during the day. We think that that's actually quite different, because if you look at the word commitment, we see it as actually as a two-way street. We want our employees to be committed to us, but we also feel that it's necessary to be committed to our employees. We need to provide them an environment where they can grow and prosper and bring out these skills that are so important for them and for us. So this is Jessica. This is the reason that I'm standing here today. She's written a book. Jessica has lupus, and she's written a book called Fabalupus, Amazon.com. I'd encourage everyone to buy it. It's a wonderfully written book. And for her, it was important because at previous companies that she's worked, she said she never felt comfortable. We actually met a previous employer of Jessica's this week, and they didn't know that she'd written this book. So she felt encouraged and supported in our organization, and she let it out. She let out our secret life, and she talked about it with her colleagues. And we are now utilizing these skills. Jessica writes for us. She does a lot of our marketing, and we encourage her to do that even more. This is Ginger. It's a little difficult to see. Ginger is a designer. She's a recruiter by day, designer by night. And what we do, she's committed to us during the day, but we also show her our commitment. We let her use our offices while she makes design. We hope that she's going to give us a few nice dresses in the process as well. And this is Lola. Lola is a psychiatrist and our super nanny. She has a side job, and she works with families and to support them in working with their children. So what we see this as a huge benefit, and I can go down through a list of a lot of different things, but what I think is the most important is our employees are happy. They feel comfortable, they feel supported, and they're loyal to us because of that. And this is probably one of the biggest benefits. We're not worried about a recruitment company calling our employees and asking them if they want to go somewhere else. They're not going to, because they're rarely going to find an environment that we've created for them, so they're going to stay with us. And that's very important for us. And that's what we see as commitment as well. So it's never just. So, how I'm going to challenge you. Obviously, a lot of you work in large organizations, and you're not able to do what we've done and have a group of entrepreneurs that work in your company. But we do encourage you to talk to your employees, see what they're passionate about, what side jobs do they have, what projects do they have, and pull those skills out, work with them and grow them, and they will become much more loyal employees. They're going to feel safe, and they're going to be happy. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Because we want a team of happy people, because then you don't have them spending a lot of energy at the coffee pot or the water cooler talking about how unhappy they are and how much they would rather be spending their time in their double life and working on their secret side projects. And Jessica, because we are a group of entrepreneurs, she made me put this slide up. She said, you have to do this, because she really believes that leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. And I'm just a little over. So thank you very much.